Game of Thrones Season 7. Can you believe that we're getting this far in a show that is almost about ready to wrap up? And holy crap, what hell of a season. Wow. But before we get into 7, we need to get into 6. And that means spoilers. So if you don't want to know anything about Season 6 and you actually just want to know the general review with no spoilers of Season 7, then you can go here in the time bar and by all means. But keep in mind, it's general. It is not going to be much. You might get a little like, ooh, I don't think I really wanted to know that. Or it's like, okay, well, he said it was okay or good or whatever. Then, by all means, go over there. But here we're going to talk about Season 6. I have been double checking and triple checking my feelings for this season, making sure I wasn't overhyping so much of this for others. But while I know that all of that could be the case, I genuinely feel that this season held one of the biggest twists for a character, Hodor. What he meant, what happened to him because of Bran traveling back to his past that had such an impact towards everyone. Like knowing the fact that Hodor is actually just like a condensed version of saying, hold the door. That was just heartbreaking, dude. Like, wow. The one character that you thought was irrelevant and just fun to make fun of suddenly had the most pivotal moment in the show's history. And it just was a hold the door phrase condensed down because it was embedded in Hodor. Wow, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Okay, I'm going to stop. Hold the door. Saying that to anyone. Like, hey, can you hold the door? It's not going to be the same anymore. I'm just... Jon Snow'S Resurrection. I really saw that coming a mile away, especially since everyone commented on the fact that the Red Woman was there at the wall. I mean, if there's one thing I liked about his setup for this season is the fact that it doesn't happen right away. 2 episodes in, bam, he's alive. But it's the fact that they slowly built up to that, and there was a lot of consequences to the fact that while he's dead, there's people who are trying to cover this up and trying to silence the people who know about it, to the moment that he is resurrected and you find out what Jon's gonna do. Well, he does it, and this actually furthers the plot for leaving the wall and making his way to Winterfell to take it back. Now, the other thing is Dany's storyline. I had mentioned it in my Season 6 review that I was glad that it wasn't a drag, that it was a boom, 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 hey, let's move forward, and that's exactly what it does. 4 episodes in this season, and she is with the Dothraki leaders, and she's like, bend the knee or die. And they laugh at her. She burns them. Bam! She's got a whole new army. She's a beast. And I really don't want to go on any further without the mention of one of my favorite bits between Tyrion and Dany. It's a simple scene, but it just holds so much weight and meaning. When Tyrion admits that he believes in Dany, that's one thing. But when she gives him the emblem of the Hand of the Queen, wow, that was so satisfying. And God almighty, does that touch my heart. Wow, I feel so weird being so sentimental on the internet. This is weird. I hope this isn't weird for you guys. It was just a very touching scene. I really, really liked it, and I hope you did too. But that scene, it chokes me up, man. It's just great. God, so much to mention. I feel like I'm wasting your time. Okay, so forgive me if I don't cover everything, but keep in mind, you are more than welcome to mention what you loved about this season. Let me know. Go ahead. Let your fingers type on that keyboard. Anyway, we got to talk about the finale. Oh God, the freaking finale. Jesus Christ, there's so much. It's a 2-parter finale, okay? I don't care what you say. They are individual episodes, I know, but these are it's the finale. Battle of the Bastards has 2 battles which are really, really huge turning points for Dany, who takes control of Meereen, and Jon Snow, who takes back Winterfell. Dany's side was pretty quick with minor conflict, but it's Jon's side that has some huge, straining moments, making you think that Jon Snow may not make out of this alive. Like, Ramsay Bolton, what a piece of shit. I mean, I know I don't swear that much on my reviews and stuff, like, but I mean, he was a douche muffin. Wow. Christ. I'm glad he's dead. There were a lot of epic moments, if not like white-knuckling, tension-filled moments in the battle, like especially when the horses were charging at Jon. Arrows and men come flying past Jon, just barely missing him as if like luck was on his side. That was great. However, to some people, they may see that as bad considering no one in warfare is that lucky. Which I get, but within the story and how everything has been set up by this point, I feel like there was a larger game afoot. Something godly almost, if not like slightly supernatural, if you know what I mean. Jon Snow beating the shit out of Ramsay Bolton was satisfying as hell, only for Sansa to get the final word in Bolton's demise. Eaten by dogs. Gotta love poetic justice. I mean, Ramsay didn't feed his dogs, man. You see how loyal a hungry dog really is.
And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is.
But let's get into the winds of winter. Cersei. What a bitch. When someone wants to plot revenge, you call Cersei. Okay, she'll blow up Red Keeps, kill one of the most beautiful women alive, religious zealots, and even her own kin, just to get rid of the annoying noises that they make that aren't to her mindset. Only 18,000 quid. But if there was anything that conveyed the entire scene well, it was the soundtrack to this episode. Look up Light of the Seven and listen to 10 minutes of excellent goodness. But the biggest thing about this episode is seeing so many characters get the axe. Marjorie Tyrell, Tommen. Ooh, Tommen. Poor Tommen. Lord of Light, they all die. And of course, as I always say, it always comes down to this very moment. The most, well, two amazing, satisfying, rewatchable moments in Game of Thrones history. Arya slitting Walder Frey's throat. That slimy, godforsaken man gets exactly what he deserts when Arya tricks him into eating his own servants and reveals herself to be the justifier in this exact killing. Ooh, that was satisfying, if not a little weird to just throw out a Scottish accent. I'm sorry for those who actually have a Scottish accent. Ow, that hurt. Justice has been served in recompense to the Red Wedding. It's very nice. Oh, sorry, I said there were two scenes. The very end scene when the largest army in all of Essos is in a mix of Dothraki, Greyjoy, Sand Unsullied, one Lannister, and one Queen Targaryen. And they are coming to Westeros. That was a fantastic scene. Just so much triumph to see all of these ships just coming this way. And it's finally happening. It's really happening. For once in our lives, we get some satisfying closure in a season to see so much progress. And to see so many people come together, this season rocked, dude. It was because of the whole door sequence, Jon Snow'S Resurrection, and how perfectly timed it was. It was because of Daenerys Targaryen's storyline actually moving forward without dragging along too much, and it was these last two episodes that I had to give this an A+ for because it was so well timed, so well thought out, and it was just such a great, satisfactory end that gives you a chance to go back and go, this was all worth it. We finally get to see this happen. And season 7 is right around the corner right now, and we get to talk about that. So, not a moment to lose. We get into season 7. I have to be very honest. Season 7 is way too big to hold a spoiler-free review, but I'm gonna try. Game of Thrones Season 7 holds some of the biggest character interactions no other cinematic or television universe can offer. After 6 years, we see characters who have not seen each other in nearly that length of time finally meet after so long, or meet for the first time ever. Daenerys and Jon Snow are one of them. What they have to discuss and what they need from each other I won't spoil, but the plot of this season is fairly simple, but by far the most richest and complex. The army of the dead of White Walkers are coming, and Jon Snow is trying to recruit and prepare everyone for the coming war. Cersei Lannister knows of her enemies in every direction, but keeps it together by finding allies that are just as ruthless as her. Euron Greyjoy's uncle. Dany is now on the Westeros side and has to find a way to reclaim the Iron Throne that is rightfully hers with the help of Tyrion Lannister and many other aides, which again I can't get into. So many characters meet for the first time in forever, and it's almost surreal, and other characters meet for the first time ever, and it's amazing to see that in all of its history pour out between themselves from what they know and what they have to convey. They stand on ceremony, pride, honor, and whatever else they can be kept up with now that the world of Westeros is getting smaller. In a way, the plotting and scheming is over. The slow burn of wondering what's going to happen next is executed now with more action sequences, faster paced dialogue, and conflict to resolution sequences that are handled very, very well. Winter is here, so while Jon and his team of misfits go on a quest from beyond the wall to prove that the coming threat is real, you have Cersei dealing with the shaky loyalties, especially of her brother Jaime. Ooh, of course, I have to remind people that they are lovers, which I often forget that that's the case, and that still disturbs me. But Cersei has never been more of an uncompromising, stern, and damaged individual filled with rage and vengeance on her mind. She is on the losing side, but still has every confidence that she will win. And maybe she will by this point, but she refuses to accept defeat, even if it is in her face. But with every praise comes the downfall of this season. A lot happens in 7 episodes, and I have no idea why that was condensed down to 7 when there was 10 for the last 6 seasons. There could have been a lot more, but they decided not to. Nevertheless, the time it takes to travel to point A to point B happens really fast, and it kills what Game of Thrones really conveyed in the last 6 seasons. The travel time. Maybe this is a good thing for some, but to others, reality kicks in and the questions come up. How do the people get here this fast? But personally, I really didn't have any problems with this season. But because everything was handled so well, the storylines were intense, and I feel there is rewatchability in these episodes as well as binge capability, I'm gonna give Game of Thrones Season 7 an A+. I swear to you, I am not being a fanboy or slave to the show just because I enjoy it so much. This season of Game of Thrones handled so many moments of character growth, interactions, and the progression of plot really well. That's 2 times in a row I have given an A+ to a full season of the same name. I don't do that lightly. I don't even feel right doing it, considering how it looks. Season 6 and 7 are crucial seasons and have a lot to offer. So, what did you think of Game of Thrones this entire season? No sense holding back now. If you're a first-time watcher of my reviews, understand my season reviews as I get deeper into the show require spoilers of the previous season, while I keep the current season in check of no spoilers for newcomers. It's just the way I like to do things. Nevertheless, keep in mind I'm not going into full spoilers of this show until season 8, so I hope you're all patient. Unless you would like a separate video talking about the spoilers of this season, give me a comment below. So, a few things. Let me know what your favorite scene in Season 6 was, here in what Season 7, what you liked and disliked, and would like a spoiler video on the events of what took place this season. Whatever you thought or think, let me know down below. If you like this video and you would like to see more, please subscribe. And if you consider liking this video, it'll help me know that you like what I'm doing. Thank you all so much for watching. Spread the word, and I'll get you more videos in the future.